और इंटीग्रेटेड हेल्थ केयर का सिद्धांत इसी विचारधारा पर आधारित है कि व्यक्ति के सभी पहलुओं को देखभाल उसकी की जाए, न केवल बीमारी के उपचार के लिए बल्कि स्वस्थ जीवन शैली को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भी हमारी प्रैक्टिस हो। यह दृष्टिकोण आधुनिक चिकित्सा विज्ञान को पारंपरिक और वैकल्पिक चिकित्सा पद्धतियों के साथ जोड़ता है ताकि एक समग्र स्वास्थ्य समाधान प्रस्तुत किया जा सके। मेडिकल क्षेत्र के लोगों के लिए ऐसा कहा जाता है क्योंकि आगे जाकर इतना काम भी रहेगा कि जब दुनिया जश्न मनाती है तब हम अपना फर्ज निभाते हैं। तो ऐसे मेडिकल क्षेत्र के सभी युवा छात्र और एक्सपर्ट्स हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। एक बार जोरदार तालियां आप सभी के लिए। हम अपना सत्र आगे बढ़ाए उसके लिए मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा श्री अमित श्रीवास्तव जी, सीनियर कॉलमनिस्ट है। मैं निवेदन करता हूं आप मंच पर आए। उनके साथ ही लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल अजीत नीलकांतन जी, उनसे भी निवेदन करता हूं। आपकी तालियों की ऊर्जा वो इस सभागार को देगी ही, लेकिन आपको भी एक अनुभूति कराएगी। उसके साथ ही मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा डॉक्टर चेतना दोषी जी से। उनसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप भी मंच पर आइए। और साथ में श्री वैद्य तपन कुमार जी से भी मैं निवेदन करता हूं कि आप मंच पर आए। इस सत्र के हमारे मॉडरेटर श्री अमित श्रीवास्तव जी है। एक छोटा सा परिचय सभी का, फिर हमारा संवाद होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर पर शुरू करेंगे। हमारे बीच उपस्थित है अमित श्रीवास्तव जी, जो आज हमारे बीच में एक लेखक के रूप में यानी कॉलम स्तंभकार भी है। वो इस सत्र का मॉडरेशन करेंगे। लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल अजीत नीलकांतन जी है, वो पीवीएसएम से सेवानिवृत्त है। गुरुदेव चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट के तहत संस्थानों के कार्यकारी निर्देशक और श्री नारायण इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंसेज के कोची के वे प्रिंसिपल हैं। हमारे साथ डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई जी है, एक बार तालियों से उनका स्वागत करें। डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई एक अनुभवी प्रोफेसर है और अहमदाबाद में बीजे मेडिकल कॉलेज में फार्माकोलॉजी विभाग के वे प्रमुख हैं। श्री वैद्य तपन कुमार जी हमारे बीच। वैद्य तपन कुमार जी एक प्रतिष्ठित आयुर्वेद परिवार के चौथे उत्तराधिकारी हैं, जो अपने प्रसिद्ध चिकित्सकों के विरासत के लिए जाने जाते हैं। उन्होंने इस आयुर्वेद चिकित्सा में कई पाठ्यक्रम भी तैयार किए हैं। आज हमें इन सभी एक्सपर्ट्स के ज्ञान का आज हमें लाभ मिलने वाला है। मैं निवेदन करूंगा श्री अमित श्रीवास्तव जी से।
हेलो। सबसे पहले मैं अपने फेलो पैनलिस्ट का स्वागत करता हूँ। वेरी स्टीम्ड पैनल है ये अपने साथ, और उससे भी ज़्यादा मैं स्वागत करता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स का जो इतनी बड़ी संख्या में आज उपस्थित हुए हैं। इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशन। और आज का सेशन शुरू करने से पहले ये जो पैनलिस्ट हैं हमारे साथ, जनरल नीलकंठन, डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई और वैद्य तपन कुमार, मैं चाहूँगा कि अपने बारे में जस्ट दो तीन लाइन बताएं कि यहाँ पे इस पैनल डिस्कशन के लिए जो हम लोग एकत्रित हुए हैं, व्हाई दे आर द राइट पर्सन, बिकॉज दिस इज़ द वेरी कोर टॉपिक ऑफ टुडेज ऑल द सेशंस, होलिस्टिक एंड इंटीग्रेटेड हेल्थ केयर। सो सबसे पहले आप बोलेंगे? ठीक है, ज़रूर आप शुरू कर सकते हैं। Just press it once.
Am I audible now? Oh, fine. I am Vaidya Tapan Kumar, today's panelist, and I am one of you people. Just love you people and want to interact with you about Ayurveda. That only is my introduction. बाकी हूँ तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें 35 साल से कुछ ना कुछ कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए कुछ तो होऊंगा ही। लेकिन अगर कुछ मैं डिलीवर नहीं कर पाता हूँ तो हेल विथ माय प्रोफाइल। सो आई एम सिंपली लवर ऑफ यू पीपल एंड आई वांट टू हैव सम इंटरेक्शन विथ यू। दैट्स इनफ। थैंक यू।
Dr. Chetna Desai, અમદાવાદની એક મોટી સિવિલ હોસ્પિટલ અને બીજે મેડિકલ કોલેજ એન્ડ વન ઓફ ધ બિગેસ્ટ એન્ડ ઓલ્ડેસ્ટ કોલેજ ઇન ગુજરાત એન્ડ ઇન્ડિયા એકચ્યુઅલી. ત્યાં હું આઈ એમ ધેર એઝ એ પ્રોફેસર એન્ડ હેડ ફાર્મેકોલોજીમાં. ફાર્મેકોલોજી ઇઝ સમથિંગ દેટ ટેલ્સ અબાઉટ હાઉ ટુ ટેક મેડિસિન્સ એન્ડ રિસર્ચ ઓન મેડિસિન્સ એન્ડ સેફ યુઝ ઓફ મેડિસિન્સ. સો તમારા જેવા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સને આઈ હેવ બીન ઇન્ટરેક્ટિંગ વિથ ધેમ ફોર નાવ મોર દેન 30 years. અને આપના જેવા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ જોડે રહીને આઈ થિંક ઇવન આઈ હેવ રિમેન યંગ એટ હાર્ટ. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ.
Jayan, I am a clinician, allopathy. I am a ENT surgeon and my field of interest रहा head and neck onco surgery. Army Medical Corps में big teaching hospitals including AFMC Pune, Army Hospital, R&R Delhi, सभी में काम किया. And from a clinician point of view, I have always felt that as you grow older, you must become more holistic in your approach and also integrate with everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. मेरे ख्याल में we can't have a meaningful discussion unless we are truthful. तो integrated health care के केस में जो सबसे बड़ी समस्या है मेरे ख्याल में there is a lot of bias and prejudice in the field. तो इसके बारे में मैं सबकी राय जानना चाहता हूँ. सबसे पहले डॉक्टर जनरल नीलकंठन, do you think there's a prejudice?
I don't know, a lot of students are here. I don't know, when you come to medical college, you feel you are very happy to be here. And then you look at the others who didn't get, he didn't get MBBS, so he has gone to Ayurveda or something, some feeling comes. And I think this, it is not universal, but at least in some doctors of allopathy, I feel that this basis remains that we are a special exclusive club and we will not allow others to enter. I know it's a very controversial thing to say, but I think unless you face this issue, then we will never solve it. We should get rid of these things. Those who go to Ayurveda and other colleges are just like you all. Maybe they got a few little marks less. That's all. So I think this prejudice should never be there. That is all.
Do you have any take on this, Dr.
Yeah.
Desai?
I have a take on this definitely. Sir, I feel what you said is a very relative thing. Ajay, if somebody gets a lesser score and goes into Ayurveda, similarly, allopathic doctor who has got into, let us say, BJ Medical College or Government Medical College, Rajkot, would have been getting a lesser score from somebody who went to All India Institute of Medical Sciences or JIPMER, or they would be getting lesser scores or this one than somebody who's going to Harvard Medical School. So I don't think at the entry level, these type of differences may exist, but eventually, આપણે ડૉક્ટર તરીકે કોમ્પિટન્સી કેવી રીતે ડેવલપ કરીએ and how we are able to, make ourselves into a competent doctor actually matters. What I really feel is, yes, there are biases. There are biases not only for Ayurveda against allopath against Ayurveda, Unani and other systems of medicines. I agree with that, but the reasons are different. Most of our cases, ફેમિલીમાં આપણે બાયસીસ ક્યારે થાય અથવા સોસાયટીમાં અથવા કોમ્યુનિટીમાં when there are compartments, silos. If I don't know something about sir here, I will always develop some bias. It may be a positive bias or a negative bias also. So in order to break down these biases, the first thing that we need to do is work as a team and start integrating ourselves. Thank you.
Dr. Tapan, do you think there's a prejudice against Ayurveda and natural therapies?
No. I don't humbly agree with these experts. There is no confusion between Ayurveda and allopathy. And there is no question of integrating two systems. It has been integrated since centuries together. I can just explain you with an example.
Please.
If there is a car, एक गाड़ी होती है, उसमें 2 पहिए या फिर 4 पहिए और एक एक्सेल होती है. पहिए को हमेशा होता है कि कितना मैं दौड़ता हूँ, कितना काम करता हूँ, कितना रिसर्च करता हूँ, कितनी मल्टी सेंटर की रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ. और ये एक्सेल हिलती भी नहीं, इनमें कुछ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन भी नहीं, कोई रिसर्च भी नहीं है। और एक्सेल को लगता है कि यार जितने बजे 4:20 पर गाड़ी पहुंचती है एक जगह पर, तो 4:20 पर मैं भी पहुंचती हूँ, विल भी पहुंचता है। सो वी आर इंटीग्रेटेड, वी कैनॉट imagine a car without axle and a car without wheel. व्हील को लगता है कि एक्सेल कुछ काम नहीं करती, एक्सेल को लगता है कि बिना काम किए वहां ही पहुंचा जाता है जिसमें ये व्हील इतना दौड़ दौड़ के गजब पहुंचते हैं। दोनों ही गलत है, दोनों ही इंटीग्रेटेड है। अगर एक्सेल निकल गई तो दोनों व्हील अलग अलग जाएंगे, और अकेली एक्सेल 1 इंच खिसक नहीं सकती। और ये कॉन्सेप्ट पहले से इंडिया की कल्चर में, हम आज सुबह से भारत के बारे में बात ही नहीं कर रहे। हम आयुर्वेद, एलोपैथी, यूनानी, अरे भाई भारत के लोग हैं हम सब लोग। यूएसए में पैदा होके एमबीबीएस हुआ हो उसके लिए बात अलग है, बट वी आर भारतीय, वी आर इन इंडिया, वी हैव अ प्रिविलेज and we have a long history and culture which has also developed medicine. So we are integrated right from the Sanatan culture. You see, allopathy seems to be like Hanuman Dada, very much active, very much potential, very much running hither and thither. તમારે કૂદકો મારીને સીતાજીની ખબર લઈ આવે, દ્રોણાગીરી પર્વત ઊંચકી લાવે, રાક્ષસોને મારે, ભૂત પિશાચ નિકટ નહીં આવે, महावीर जब नाम था ना शेरो घरे सब पीरा। तो ये हनुमान जी एलोपैथी पहले भी थी, और गणपति दादा भी इसी संस्कृति में थे। आजकल तो उनके दिन चल रहे हैं, तो हनुमान जी भी हैं और गणपति भी हैं, तो दोनों से सनातन संस्कृति चल रही है। भारत के बारे में सोचें तो हनुमान जी भी उतने इंपॉर्टेंट है, गणपति भी उतने इंपॉर्टेंट है। दोनों को वो साथ में ही हैं। कहाँ कुछ एलोपैथी, आयुर्वेद, अरे भाई भारत के बारे में सोचो ना, थिंक अबाउट भारत। विकसित भारत को करना है, एलोपैथी को नहीं, आयुर्वेद को नहीं। भारत विकसित नहीं हुआ तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं? भारत, और हम भारतीय हैं, इसलिए बाय डिफॉल्ट आयुर्वेद हम सब में है। एलोपैथी तो हम सीखते हैं, कहीं बाहर से आई उसको सीख रहे हैं, तो सीखने में कोई बुरी चीज तो नहीं है, लेकिन वो जाएगा कैसे? वो तो जहन में है, संस्कृति में है, अपने डीएनए में है। कहाँ निकालोगे हनुमान दादा या गणपति को?
So,
दिस इज व्हाट आई कंसीडर।
so both are integral and complementary to each other. So patient
We
is
have
important,
been- we have been-
not the school of therapy. So that is what you wish to say. Great, great.
भाई भारतीय होके 1-2 अंग्रेजी बुक पढ़ ली, इससे आपकी भारतीयता तो नष्ट नहीं होती, सनातनी तो नष्ट नहीं होते। यू आर बोर्न हियर, और शायद आप बचपन में होंगे तो आपकी नानी ने आपको हरितकी ही चटाई होगी, सोना ही चटाया होगा। ठीक है, आपको आपने अच्छी मेहनत की और 2-4 अंग्रेजी बुक्स पढ़ के आज बहुत अच्छी जगह पर हैं। गुड, वेरी गुड।
No, but if you heard the IMA spokesperson says that we are against mixopathy. So there are certain कुछ दरार तो है।
नहीं,
We have to address these things. अब ये आंख बंद करने से नहीं होगा, आंख बंद करने से नहीं होगा, हमको acknowledge करके solutions निकालना पड़ेगा।
हम लोग
नहीं, मैं समझता हूं कि डिसएग्रीमेंट होगा, लेकिन ये एक्सेल और व्हील का जो है, मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूं ना, एक्सेल हजारों साल पहले भी वही थी आज, लेकिन व्हील पहले लकड़ी के थे,
true.
फिर टायर के हुए, अब ट्यूबलेस हुए, अब व्हीललेस भी हो गया है।
True.
सो ऐसा
Point-
कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करने की
डॉक्टर साहब,
जरूरत
point-
मुझे नहीं लगती।
पॉइंट वेल टेकन। हम लोग आंसर्स थोड़ा शॉर्ट रखते हैं
Yeah.
बिकॉज बहुत छोटा सेशन है। तो
हाँ।
लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच इज़ अ वेरी कॉन्टेंशियस क्वेश्चन अगेन, जो जनरल साहब ने भी उठाया। इसके पहले के सेशंस में हम लोगों ने मिक्स थेरापी की बात की थी, और स्पेशली डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई जो हैं, इनका काफ़ी मेजर फार्मेकोलॉजी में रिसर्च का बैकग्राउंड रहा है। तो हम ये पूछना चाहेंगे उनसे कि मिक्स थेरापी के बारे में क्या एविडेंस है इनके पास, साइंटिफिक एविडेंस। डज इट वर्क, इज इट साइंटिफिक, इट शुड बी डन और नॉट?
सबसे पहले तो आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट द ऑडियंस टू नॉट इंटीग्रेट लिसनिंग विद टॉकिंग, प्लीज। वी आर हियर टू शेयर अवर थॉट्स and we are speaking to you, we are not speaking for each other, so we'd be really thankful if you can listen to us and also perhaps give your feedback on what we think is right or not. So before, with your kind permission sir,
Yeah, please.
before we launch into this next talk that is mixopathy, I would like to know from the audience, how many of you feel that there is a bias regarding other pathies? When we are talking other pathies, allopathy versus Ayurveda, allopathy versus homeopathy, homeopathy versus Ayurveda. How many of you think that society में एक तरह का bias है? Just raise your hands. We can keep our vocal cords band. Please raise your hands. There are some people who think that there a bias exists. Good, thank you.
Very small minority looks like in the audience.
Yes, remaining of them are, how many of you are not sure about it? Okay, there is a bias which exists. See, all of this is going to matter to you all in future when you go into practice. When you encounter a patient who is having a bias, or you encounter one colleague from other pathy who has a bias against you, it is going to affect your practice also. So that is why it's important to be aware. Now coming to mixopathy. Sir, answering your question, there have been lot of studies where the effect of Ayurvedic medicines or herbal medicines have been studied in human beings by even allopathic doctors. For example, KEM Hospital, as you know, in Mumbai, as well as Jipper, Pondicherry, all of these, they have done a lot of studies and have found all of these, many of these treatments to be very effective. But the point that we are trying to make here is, whether it is mixopathy or a single pathy, there should be, whatever we do, should be backed by evidence. Like in case of allopathy, at least I am sure that none of the drugs or treatment modalities comes to the patient till it has been approved by the CDSCO and the government regulators. Without that, you cannot administer any treatment or any medicine to the patients. Whether a similar type of mechanism exists for other pathies, I cannot say for sure, but I am sure my colleagues will be able to.
We can take their opinion before
Sure.
we go to General Nilkant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
एज मैम सेड, बहुत अच्छी पॉइंट है कि जो भी ड्रग्स दे रहे हैं, और 2 ड्रग्स से 3 मल्टीपल ड्रग्स है, तो इसका ड्रग इंटरेक्शन क्लियरली स्टडी करके ही देना है, उसमें कोई दो राय हो ही नहीं सकता है. द पॉइंट इज, व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ मिक्सोपैथी? आई फील कि काफ़ी लोगों के दिमाग में इसका डेफिनेशन ही अलग है. एक बोलता है कि मिक्सोपैथी ये है कि जब एलोपैथी डॉक्टर आयुर्वेदिक ड्रग प्रिस्क्राइब करके एक साथ देता है. दूसरा बोलता है कि यस, एक ही पेशेंट में 2 डॉक्टर, एक एलोपैथी का ट्रीटमेंट एक साइड में और आयुर्वेदिक का ट्रीटमेंट एक साइड में, 2 डॉक्टर दे रहे हैं. इसमें कौन सा है मिक्सोपैथी? इन माई माइंड, द डेंजर ऑफ मिक्सोपैथी इज व्हेन the allopathic doctor prescribes an Ayurvedic drug of which he is not qualified to know adequately. That is obviously unscientific. But the second mixopathy, where there is a collaborative approach and each one is dealing with what he knows, keeping the patient in the center simultaneously, there should be no problem in that. The problem comes when we start criticizing each other. ओहो, ये आयुर्वेदिक दवाई दे दे इसलिए इसका लिवर खराब हो गया. As if there is no medicine in allopathy which does not have an adverse effect on the liver. In fact, most of them have. So what is new? The point is it acknowledged? Is it taken care of in the treatment planning? So scientific approach is all that is required. That is why I touched on the point of bias. If you look down वो उसको नीच समझते हैं तो प्रॉब्लम होगा. तो वो it is part of our, if you, I must admit it, that when we got into medical college 40 years ago, it was not taught like that, but it was sort of inferred and sort of percolated into you कि ये हम ऊंचे हैं और बाकी लोग नीचे हैं. तो it was a colonial mindset, because this was that colonial mindset. We should get out of it. Nothing is superior or inferior. If you say, if you take the heritage, Ayurveda was thousands of years longer. Maybe there was a dip in its popularity in other parts of the world, but in India, it is still strong. In fact, I come from Kerala. I can tell with full confidence that the Ayurvedic tradition in Kerala is still very strong across communities. It is not related to one community. It is a very strong tradition of Ayurveda which is existing in Kerala, which also has a very strong allopathic health setup. So that is what it is. So we must look without any bias in these things and approach scientifically. You can find fault with anything. Oh, this drug has, every drug has got side effect. Ayurvedic drug has got side effect. Allopathic drug has got side effect. I don't know about homeopathy, but I'm sure it must be also having. So Siddha has got side effect. So just to say that it has got side effect is not to pull down a pati or a tradition of medical care. So we must be very careful not to fall into a colonial attitude. And sitting in India, as Vaidya sir said, it is our inherent responsibility to uphold our traditions. If we don't uphold our traditions, who will? If we don't, it will be lost to mankind. If India doesn't support Ayurveda, the world will lose Ayurveda. That is our responsibility.
Very interesting. So, Vaidya Tapan, would you like to take up
I
this?
absolutely agree with Colonel Saab that it is
The audience is so happy.
our colonial mentality. वो 70 साल के बाद भी अभी गई नहीं है, जिसको हमारे राष्ट्राध्यक्ष गुलामी की मानसिकता बोलते हैं. एलोपैथी का स्वीकार है, बहुत अच्छी है, और लेकिन क्या करें, हमारे डीएनए में हमारे दादा परदादा आयुर्वेद से ट्रीट होते आए हैं, ठीक होते आए हैं. और स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ हेल्थ अगर देखी जाए तो हमारे दादा और नाना की हमसे तो ज़्यादा अच्छी थी, है ही. आज भी आप अपने नाना दादा को हमसे तो ज़्यादा अच्छे हेल्दी मानते ही हैं. तो कोई ना कोई लेवल पर ये पैथीज डजंट वर्क. मैं तो 35 साल से प्रैक्टिस में हूँ, इसलिए मुझे पता है, नाइदर एलोपैथी नॉर आयुर्वेद, इट इज द सिंपैथी दैट वर्क्स एंड दैट इज हेल्पफुल टू द पेशेंट. सिंपैथी से काम करो, एलोपैथी करो, आयुर्वेद करो, मिक्सो, पता नहीं सो कॉल्ड मिक्सोपैथी करो, डजंट मेक एनी डिफरेंस इफ द पेशेंट इज नॉट ट्रीटेड. એના ઝાડાપણ ના થયા તો તમારા આયુર્વેદ હોય કે એલોપેથી હોય, what makes it different to him? He is interested because his routine is disturbed, his business or job is disturbed, and you have to help him restore, again go to his job by any way, Ayurveda, allopathy or Unani, or just by assuring कंधे पे हाथ रखो, खुश रखो, और अगर ठीक हो जाता है तो बच्चों में कहाँ बड़ी बड़ी दवाइयाँ देनी पड़ती, जस्ट पैम्परिंग, केयरिंग, कैरेसिंग, बस. So we need to concentrate not on the pathies but on the patient. Patient is most important, and rather even patient, not even patient, the Bharatiya is important. The Indian person is important. वो व्यक्ति निर्माण और राष्ट्र निर्माण की बातें फिर बेफिजूल हो जाएगी अगर एलोपैथी और आयुर्वेद और होम्योपैथी और ये करते रहेंगे. तो ये कॉलोनियल मेंटालिटी है. और बाद में जो हमारे टॉप लीडर्स थे, गांधी, सरदार, नेहरू, मौलाना, अरविंद, वो सभी देशदाज वाले थे, लेकिन एक कॉमन न्यूशन सभी में था कि वो सब बैरिस्टर थे, लंदन जाके पढ़ के, विलायत जाके पढ़ के आए हुए थे. तो उन्होंने देश को आजाद तो करवाया, लेकिन फिर चलाया 10+2+5 या 10+2+3, ये पैटर्न में चलाया और उसके कारण दूसरे 70 साल हम इसी कॉलोनियल मेंटालिटी में रहे. नाउ देयर वाज अ चांस which we missed on 2024, but still we have an hope कि भारतीय सनातन भारतीय संस्कृति की जो शिक्षा पद्धति है उसको दोबारा रीएस्टेब्लिश कर सकते हैं और उससे आज हम सब लोग बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट देते हैं, लेकिन पहले नहीं थे ऐसा नहीं है. आज भी बरोबर रिजल्ट आते हैं.
True.
मेरा तो ऑन्कोलॉजी में काम थोड़ा ज्यादा है,
हाँ.
तो मैं देखता हूँ मेरे अंग्रेज डॉक्टर जितने रिजल्ट लेते उतने ही मैं भी दे सकता हूँ. कोई ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
Before we end, after half an hour, we'll come to your oncology experience. That will be very interesting, and Dr. Neelkantan's also. I would like to go to Dr. Chetna Desai. She has been in the forefront of teaching young health professionals, and we would definitely benefit from her experience. How the curriculum should be modified to accommodate holistic and integrated medical practices. So, Dr. Chetna Desai.
Thank you. It will be interesting for you to know. See here, the question, we are not debating on whether this pathy is better or that pathy is better. We all appreciate and understand that all pathies are good, number one. Secondly, even after long years of experience, or even the allopathic doctors have realized that their patients may also be taking medicines from Ayurveda or other pathies, sometimes even without that knowledge, because they don't think it is required to be mentioned to the allopathic doctor. Now, as a result of this, there are some issues which may develop. So, looking into these various issues, the National Medical Commission, which determines the curriculum for the young doctors, what we call as the Indian medical graduates, in 2019, they came up with some additions into the curriculum. So I would just like to highlight a few of them. First of all, treat the patient's symptoms, no. Treat the patient as a whole. And that everybody has been telling right from the beginning since ages. But this is being emphasized. Number two, there is a foundation course in which a weeks of yoga and meditation has been included. Number three, when the patient's history is being taken, we are training our students to ask the patients whether they are also taking other medicines apart from what is being prescribed to them, like over-the-counter products or any other homeopathic products or Unani system or any other thing. So it will give a better insight to the treating doctor about the patient as a whole. Fourth, there has also been what is known as a vertical and horizontal integration, as well as more focus on interprofessional education and outreach. And fifth, inculcating a sort of scientific research of mind into the students so that they are critical about whatever information they are getting. And last but not the least, we are offering elective courses to students, and in the electives, the students, if they are really interested to know more about the other pathies, they can find a collaborator, a guide, and conduct a project for about 1 month under their mentorship. So these are a few very important changes that have occurred in the National Medical Commission curriculum since 2019.
This is a welcome gesture, I must say.
Dr. Neelkantan.
Yeah, just to add to what Professor Desai said, like history taking. Now, why do the patients sometimes hesitate to tell that he has been taking some Ayurveda treatment? Because he feels he will be ridiculed or criticized by the doctor. This is a fact. Because he feels that, it is again because, we have succeeded in de-mainstreaming our traditional practices, so many things, including our traditional medical practices. It is not cool. Of course, in some ways it is changing, but that is a predominant feeling. So many times people don't say because he feels he will be ridiculed and criticized. And let me assert, even today, a lot of mainstream doctors do that. They criticize them. Why don't you take it? Did I tell you? Who asked you? And that sort of thing. So we should, most of it occurs because of ignorance. And as Professor Desai said, that ignorance will only go if you give them knowledge in the MBBS curriculum. And to my mind, if you really look at holistic integrated medicine practice, to my mind, we have to look to the future where a substantial portion, not just a token, a substantial portion of our 4.5 years curriculum. Let me tell you, as a medical teacher, 4.5 years is a long time. There is time for everything. You can easily fit in substantial number of hours of teaching in Ayurveda and other related traditional Indian medicine, so that what comes out is a wholesome primary care physician who is suited to the Indian milieu, Indian situation. There is no need for us to think that, why should he is allopathy? True integration will come when integration is incorporated into the MBBS. That is, the graduate, IMG, Indian medical graduate, should come out as an integrated medical professional who is not cut off from the Indian heritage of medicine. That is when, in fact, talking about research, again, you see, there is a lot of bias which I will come to later if there is a time permits.
ओके एक छोटा सा प्रश्न है वैद्य तपन कुमार जी से। बहुत सारे एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स के माइंड में ये एक तो पहला प्रश्न ही है कि क्वालिटी कंट्रोल की बात अभी उठी थी, इज़ इट पॉसिबल इन आयुर्वेद? और दूसरा प्रश्न जो सारे एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स के माइंड में होता है, इंटरनेशनली भी लोग ये बात करते हैं, मेटल का जो यूज़ होता है तो उसको कंट्रोल, इज़ इट पॉसिबल, उसका क्या पर्पस होता है, एंड हाउ द प्यूरिफिकेशन इज़ दैट सो दैट इट्स नॉट हार्मफुल?
As far as quality control of medicines are concerned, I must say to this august audience that quality control is required and possible when you have an inert material, inactive material. Now we are using neem, bargat, imli, हरितकी, हळदर, टर्मेरिक। अब नीम को आज पत्ती तोड़ के उसका चूर्ण बनाएंगे, जब उसकी पत्तियां उगी हो, वसंत आई हो, उस वक्त पत्तियां निकालेंगे, और जब पतझड़ है उस वक्त पत्तियां निकालेंगे और उसका चूर्ण बना के देंगे। जो कॉन्सेप्ट हमारे यहाँ कुष्ठग्न नीम है, कंडुग्न नीम है, तो वो रिजल्ट आते हैं। लेकिन इफ यू वांट टू एसेस और फाइंड आउट निम्बिडिन इन इट, देन देयर विल बी ए वास्ट चेंज। લીમડાના કૂણા પત્તામાં, લીમડાના પાકટ પત્તામાં અને સુકાયેલા પત્તામાં જુદા જુદા ઇન્ગ્રેડિયન્ટ્સ હોય, પણ ફોર અસ નીમ or લીમડો has been told as kushtagna and kandugna, and that executed very well with કૂણા લીમડાના પાન, લીલા લીમડાના પાન ને સૂકા લીમડાના પાન, બધા કુષ્ઠગ્ન કંડુગ્ન તો હોય જ છે, પણ if you try to analyze the nimidine content in it will be very different, but still it is kushtagna, still it is kandugna and satisfactorily kandugna. So quality of control is a एमोक्सिसिलिन की क्वालिटी कंट्रोल हो सकती है, क्योंकि एमोक्सिसिलिन केरला का हो, वडोदरा का हो, अहमदाबाद का हो या एम्स्टर्डम का हो, इट रिमेन्स द सेम। लेकिन नीम अहमदाबाद का, नीम बड़ौदा का और नीम केरला का विल बी डिफरेंट।
डॉक्टर साहब, वेरी ब्रीफली, जो मेटल पॉइजनिंग की बात उठती है, अगर आप क्लेरिफाई कर पाए ऑडियंस के लिए, अक्सर यूएस में भी जो बहुत सारे ड्रग्स इंडिया की जाती है, वो शॉर्ट में अगर आप उसको क्लेरिफाई कर पाए।
हैवी मेटल्स आर हैवी मेटल फॉर द मेंडल और द पीरियोडिक टेबल में हैवी मेटल है, हमारे लिए हैवी मेटल है ही नहीं, हम उसको मार डालते हैं। मार डाला, मेरे को मार डाला तो आप मेरे भस्म बना दी, फिर वो उसको आप तपन भी कह सकते हो, आप उसको मगन भी कह सकते हो, उसको कुछ भी कह सकते हो, वो तो भस्म हो गया। तो फिर ना वो हैवी मेटल है, ना सुवर्ण है, नथिंग। एंड टू अस, अगर हैवी मेटल की टॉक्सिसिटी होती तो हमने तो टन बंदी हैवी मेटल्स सदियों से खिलाते आए हैं। सबसे ज्यादा रीनल टॉक्सिसिटी के पेशेंट तो हमारे यहाँ ही होना चाहिए, बट इट इज नॉट सो। दैट मीन्स we have a special, we Indians have developed a special method of preparing heavy metals into their good effects. In Ayurveda, it is called Mrutani Lohani Rasi Bhavanti. This is Sanskrit, you may not be following it. लेकिन ऐसा बोला गया है कि कोई भी हैवी मेटल, जिसको आप हैवी मेटल बोलते हो, हम हैवी मेटल नहीं बोलते। हमारे लिए तो वो शिव जी का प्रसाद है। तो शिव जी का प्रसाद को अगर आप जहर करके बोलोगे तो हमको तो बहुत तकलीफ होगा ही, लेकिन अगर आप भारतीय हैं तो आपको भी थोड़ी तकलीफ होनी चाहिए।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर
Yes,
दपन।
exactly.
डॉक्टर देसाई, इसके बारे में a few lines अगर आपको, बी फ्रैंक इफ यू हैव एनी टेक, यू नो, जस्ट लेट्स बी फ्रैंक एंड देन उसके बाद डॉक्टर नीलकंठन कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं।
नहीं, वेज जी का कन्विक्शन इतना है कि आई डोंट वांट टू से एनीथिंग।
There's no problem.
या
नहीं,
ये
it's okay,
ये
doesn't
इनके अंदर का भारतीयपना बोल रहा है।
नहीं, it's okay।
कोई बात नहीं, कोई
हाँ।
बात नहीं।
नहीं, एविडेंसेस है, लेकिन शायद इस ऑडियंस
शी इज ऑफ माय कंट्री,
Yeah.
शी इज माय कंट्री फेलो, एंड वो अपनी सनातनी निकल आई।
नहीं, इसका जवाब
there are no doubts
नहीं,
about
नहीं,
that. I am an
इसका-
Indian and I like everything
we
Indian.
have to be, and we have to
But-
be proud of it,
Thank you.
यार।
Point also that I'm trying to make is whatever evidence is there, शायद ये audience को उतना, I mean, उतने depth में जाने की
No,
जरूरत
it
नहीं है
is,
अभी।
but I
कुछ
would
और
just
पे।
like to add a word of caution when we interpret these studies. अब हमको याद होगा कि कोविड के टाइम पे क्या क्या आया कि ये अच्छा है, ये अच्छा नहीं है। 2 महीने के बाद चेंज हो गया। क्लोरोक्विन अच्छा है, 2 महीने के बाद खराब हो गया। मास्क पहनना है, नहीं पहना है, 1 महीने में बदला। सो हर स्ट्रीम में वी कीप एविडेंस एंड ऑल इज नथिंग। एक्चुअली मैं केरला का हूँ। कुछ साल पहले बोला कि कोकोनट ऑयल इज बैड फॉर हेल्थ। दिस वाज एलोपैथिक प्रिस्क्रिप्शन कि अवॉइड कोकोनट ऑयल। इट वाज सेड कि इनफैक्ट एक मीटिंग में मैं प्रस्तुत था, बोला कि ऑल नट्स आर गुड एक्सेप्ट कोकोनट।
Lots of cholesterol this.
हाँ, तो मैं केरला का हूँ। मैं खड़े होके क्लिनिकल मीटिंग में, हमारा मिलिट्री में, आर्मी हॉस्पिटल में, मैं बोला कि आई कांट एक्सेप्ट दिस, नॉट बिकॉज आई एम फ्रॉम केरला, but and this was 30 years ago. This was 30 years ago. I said not because I am from Kerala. Of course, that is also there, but that's not the scientific reason. I said dietary practices evolved in a society by trial and error and observation over centuries. On the basis of one study, to say that coconut oil is bad is arrogance of the highest order. ये vested interest से ही हो सकता है।
कई बार ये biased researches
It's
होती
a
है।
vested interest. Today we know that it was business interest which led to it. But the point I'm coming to is, how do we then say that coconut oil is good or bad? As a scientist, I'm a science stream man. The only way you can prove that coconut oil is bad or good conclusively, 100%, is by having 2 populations. Though population exactly similar in all other respects, and one takes coconut oil and one takes no coconut oil. Can we ever get a study like this? Impossible, because we can never match 2 populations over a long period of time. So all evidence which we talk about, evidence is only partially valid. There is nothing called a clinching evidence in medicine, because medicine is the most difficult field to conduct research, because human beings are never equal. And as any scientist knows, to study one factor between 2 groups, everything else has to be the same. Is it ever possible in medicine? Is it ever possible for human beings in populations? No. So all evidence should be viewed with great caution, and any evidence which contradicts, cultural wisdom accrued over centuries should be suspected very strongly if it goes against cultural wisdom. And that is again part of the colonial legacy. In the post-independence India, we were too ready to accept anything in our tradition is wrong. That was a wrong thing.
Dr. Desai, I think she wanted to say something. उसके
Yeah.
बाद
Okay,
Vaidya
so
Tapan.
I think we are all talking in the same plane but in different tones. That is what I feel. This actually brings to our point the difference between anecdotal facts versus evidence-based facts. And I think whatever pathy it is, whether it is allopathy, Ayurveda or homeopathy, you are best or safest and your beliefs will be accepted if it is backed by scientific evidence. And we all, as future doctors, some of you may become scientists, we also who are into research, it is our duty to see that we develop the sound evidence regarding whatever we think is right or wrong. Number one. Even our Indian Council of Medical Research has been giving a lot of focus on research that is plant-based recently. Regarding COVID, I would like to just say that the situation was such that many of these treatments, including vaccines and chloroquine or some things that failed, especially chloroquine, happened because of the speed at which the results were required. So they did not follow the usual tenets of research in terms of doing first animal studies, then phase 1 studies, phase 2 studies. Rather, they had to be introduced, repurposing of the drug was to be done. But let us give them a benefit of doubt that once it was proven that it is not of much benefit, they simply withdrew that particular recommendation that chloroquine is useful in prophylaxis. So what is important is not having anecdotes, but rather developing sound scientific evidence for whatever we do.
True.
Thank you.
Madam, chloramphenicol, you must have heard this word. जब हम MBBS हुए या तो BAMS हुआ, chloramphenicol was the drug of choice for entry. chloramphenicol बेच के जिस डॉक्टर ने पैसे कमा के उसके बेटे को MBBS बनाया, वो बेटा उसको छुएगा भी नहीं. एविडेंस बेस की आप बात करते हैं, वो इमीडिएटली बोलेगा वो प्लेटलेट एग्रेशन. ये 5 साल भी इतना खर्च करके रिसर्च निकाला, वो टिकता नहीं है और नया एंटीबायोटिक आ जाता है. जबकि आंवला आयुर्वेद का अगर मुझे खट्टा लगा है तो मैडम को भी खट्टा लगेगा, मेरे दादा को भी खट्टा लगा था और मेरे बेटे के बेटे को भी खट्टा लगेगा. अब बताइए किसको adopt करना है.
Dr. Tapan,
Please.
since we have a very short time duration left, so instead of conflict, I think we should.
ये टाइम का शॉर्टेज मेरे
कोई
आंसर
बात
में ही
नहीं.
पड़ता है.
No, you can go ahead. What? see how popular you are here in the
ये
with the
खुला
audience.
मंच है.
मैं केवल ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि हम लोग कन्फ्लिक्ट की बात छोड़ करके आगे फ्यूचर क्या है हमारे लिए, हम लोग अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर सकते हैं. क्या क्या सजेशंस रिकमेंडेशंस हो सकती है. देन आई विल कम टू यू कि आपका क्या, सिंस आप जिस हॉस्पिटल में काम करते हैं वहाँ होलिस्टिक प्रैक्टिसेस है एस्टैब्लिश्ड है, तो क्या क्या प्रोटोकॉल्स आप लोग फॉलो करते हैं, हाउ टू गो अबाउट
पिछले
इट.
8-10 साल से मैं जिस हॉस्पिटल में काम कर रहा हूँ वहाँ एलोपैथी, आयुर्वेद, योग, गौशाला, यज्ञशाला, दर्शन पाठशाला, इंटरनेशनल स्कूल, सब कुछ एक साथ चल रहा है और बहुत अच्छी हार्मनी में चल रहा है. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मुझे तो ये सच बताऊं, आयुर्वेद और एलोपैथी और ये सब ऐसे कंक्लूड करने की जरूरत कोरोना ने दी है. थैंक्स टू कोरोना कि उसने हम सबको एक लाइन पर लाके रख दिया. और अब ये बहुत अच्छा मौका है कि अब आगे 10 साल में हाथ मिलाएंगे, एक अकेला थक जाएगा, मिलकर जोश लगाना, साथ ही हाथ बढ़ाना. અહીં આટલે પહોંચ્યા પછી એટલું જ સમજાય છે, કોઈ કશું કરતું નથી, આ તો બધું થાય છે.
Yeah. Since the issue is how to move forward, मेरा एक्चुअली एक इश्यू था इनफैक्ट सुबह दैट सेक्रेटरी ऑफ आयुष मिनिस्ट्री वाज हियर आई विश आई थिंक इज लेफ्ट सी जब मैं डीजी हॉस्पिटल सर्विसेज था मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस में हमने एक मीटिंग बुलाया था आयुष मिनिस्ट्री का ऑफिशियल से रिगार्डिंग रिसर्च and collaboration, how to go forward in research with Ayush and our medical practice. उसमें एक बात उठी कि most of the current guidelines on research, they say कि don't simultaneously treat a patient with Ayurveda interventions and Ayurveda and allopathy and all that. There are a lot of restrictions. So I ask you, why is it so? Why? Because what are we? If we want to research integrative medicine, then we must freely allow simultaneous use of allopathy, homeo, and Ayurveda and all in the same patient. Of course, supervised by the appropriate professionals. But there are a lot of ethical issues which are being raised at the bureaucratic level and at the scientific, the overseeing regulatory bodies in this sort of research. So unless we address this, we will never, as Madam said, bring up the necessary evidence base in the modern manner, unless we do that. So we have to, at the highest level in the ministries, address this issue and permit research where we have these things simultaneously being studied. For example, if you want to study whether in tonsillitis, in addition to this, addition of this Ayurveda also helps more, we have to have two streams. It is not standard practice, but for a research protocol, that is how medicine is researched. Wherever we study, make a study protocol, it is not based on standard practice. It goes beyond that, but it is approved by the Institutional Ethics Committee. So we have to move forward in that. This is a very scientific, then only we can have necessary scientific base for all these things. So that is one thing which has to be decided at the policy level.
Okay. Could I, sir, ask you how old is this incident? This particular incident, how old it is? Okay. So recently, nice that he brought out this point. We had a similar situation in our own institution. One researcher from Akhandanand University college wanted to conduct a research on a natural product for hepatobiliary diseases, and they wanted to draw patients from Civil Hospital Ahmedabad, and we were a part of the ethics committee. We allowed that research, but the only rider we had is that have a allopathic doctor along with, because the patient primarily belonged and was taking other allopathic medicines also. So I think it's more of individual ethics committee, making such decisions which can be contested, you can request, but it is never the case that you are never allowed to do, research when two pathies are coexisting.
So you are in favor of it?
Oh,
Good.
yes.
That's very
Oh,
good.
yes,
So that's
definitely.
the way forward. We must do
Definitely.
this. A lot of people are getting mixed up and saying, no,
No,
ye
no.
mix nahi ho sakta hai. No, they are getting mixed up, not this.
No, without that we'll never be able to build up scientific evidence, right? Yeah.
Perhaps the audience is now.
Please go ahead.
Audience is distracted actually. I think this distribution can wait for some more time.
We don't have an eye contact with you because of this heavy floods.
Can we do the
Uh,
distribution later on, please?
Can we stay the distribution for a couple of minutes? 15 minutes? More, please.
कितना सोने सोने दिख रहे.
Volunteers, can we see that the distribution is done later on?
People are interested in that only, not anyas.
I think we can resume. मैं आप लोगों का एक्सपीरियंसेस जानना चाह रहा था जनरल नीलकंठन जी से आर्म्ड फोर्सेस में एक्सपीरियंस एंड तपन कुमार जी से ऑन्कोलॉजी का प्रोटोकॉल कुछ हमें बताएं एंड हाउ डज ही मैनेज जो अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं आयुर्वेद एलोपैथी तो कैसे डिवीजन होता है रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हाउ डज इट वर्क इन योर स्कूल एंड सेम विद डॉक्टर चेतन देसाई अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस को शेयर करें विद स्टूडेंट्स.
My colleague oncologist diagnosed a patient as CA larynx or CA esophagus, moderately differentiated adenocarcinoma, blah, blah, blah. And he prescribes medicine. When that person comes to me, I assess him as Magan Bhai or Chhagan Bhai, or I assess his Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asthi, Majja, Shukra, Agni, and Mala. And I try to bring them in equilibrium by Samadosha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu, Malakriya. And after doing this, the patient becomes Prasannatmendri. At the same time, concurrently, my colleague, oncologist, he gives him chemotherapy or radiotherapy or brachy and ablation, blah, blah, every therapy. I take care of the patient. If the chemotherapy helps him, I am happy. If the chemotherapy doesn't help him, I try to help him. If the chemotherapy disturbs his disease condition, still I help him because I am interested in the patient, not the diagnosis or not the treatment. And this is the beauty. And here is the point where we can join hands together. And this is my pilot study of 6-8 years that I am working at present, SGVP, where we have a galaxy of modern doctors and we 6 Vaidyas togetherly joining hand working very well. We are NABH accredited also. But my colleagues are interested in diagnosis and treatment. I am interested in the patient care. And let us join. हम पेशेंट को ठीक करते रहें, आप डिजीज को ठीक करते रहें, भारतीय का फायदा होगा. आप सीए रेक्टम में क्या करते हैं ऐसा मुझे पूछेंगे, then there will be a conflict. You cannot give this medicine without evidence. But मैं बोलता हूं कि सीए रेक्टम के चिन्ना स्वामी हैं, तो उसको मैं अच्छी तरह से खुश रख सकता हूं. आप उसके रेक्टम को ठीक करो ना. And this is the right way.
Yeah, I
And
agree. Yeah, that's
need of the hour.
Yeah, in fact, about my own experiences in the armed forces medical services, I can tell you, many armed force military hospitals have an Ayush clinic. This has been started in many places, many hospitals. But, and I see, we must be truthful and frank. Unfortunately, what I have seen is that the Ayush clinic is existing in a compartment. We have, frankly speaking, not achieved integration there. In fact, the general practice is that either the patient is sort of asked to choose. You want to go to the Ayush clinic or you want to come to the mainstream hospital. It is either or. This is, no, but I'm talking about the reality of the situation. See, unless you identify the current reality, we cannot move forward and improve things. This is the reality. In all the military hospitals, the Ayush clinic is not integrated. It is there in the hospital, but not integrated as far as the patient is concerned. So this we have to achieve. And I look forward कि ऐसा integrate हो जाए. So तभी तो फायदा होगा. Because now it's a separation. It is existing, but not fully integrated. So, and I think in so many other places it's the same. In private practice also, people are working in compartments, and integration, even if it happens in a uncoordinated manner.
I
So
have
that
a
is-
pilot study of 6-7 years,
But
where
yes.
we in concordance working for the patient and the disease together at the same time. There is no question of choosing, go there, go here. No, we try to concentrate on patients and my colleagues concentrate on disease. And that way, a holistic, comprehensive patient and disease care is executed at my place. And this is a pilot study of 8 years.
Okay, thank you, sir. Regarding my experiences, I have already mentioned about curricular changes that we have implemented since 2019.
Do you
And,
face any barriers in this, bringing about this integration?
barriers?
Yes, mindset or
for integration.
Systematic barriers.
Okay, barriers, the first and major barrier I feel is the silos, which need to be broken down. There are biases which need to be corrected. Secondly, gather scientific evidence. Thirdly, there are so many misleading advertisements regarding so-called magical remedies.
When you talk of silos, can you explain what kind of silos do you experience? Can you explain to the audience? It's a technical word.
Silos
so
means, barriers. Barriers in the sense that I am so and so personnel, I am so and so practitioner, I am so and so practitioner, and we are looking at patient's illness rather than the patient as a whole. And when the doctor is treating, that is why the barriers are being created. That is one. So, as we rightly mentioned, right from the training stage, we need to start training them to think differently. That is one. And scientific evidence needs to be built up. And also, if you talk in the community, see, whatever we teach the students, whatever research we do, ultimately patient behavior or the behavior of the general population matters a lot. Now, if we say this is wrong, and then there is a misleading advertisement coming up in the newspaper saying that Aksir ilaj hai, magic remedy hai, your weight will decrease by 10 kgs in 1 week, then what are you going to do? So we need to take care of these misleading advertisements, misleading so-called magic remedies. And if you look at these various types of so-called magics, they are all directed towards chronic diseases or against certain conditions which plague the common man, like gain in weight or hyperthyroidism or arthritis, etc., etc. So policymakers, stakeholders and regulators, they must also take a very active role in seeing that these type of legislations are in place.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss this Magical Remedies Act of 1954, but we don't have enough time.
Yeah, that's
And it has been a very engaging discussion, slightly conflictual also, but that is what reality is. So I'm glad we could, discuss things, threadbare. And I just wanted to ask if audience has any question put towards any of the panelists. Any doubts or clarifications?
सबको थैली मिल गया ना? हाँ,
कुछ अगर सुना हो और कुछ डाउट हो तो हमको बताइए.
मजा आया?
मजा आया?
That only is the important thing.
Please.
मजा आना चाहिए.
Namaskar, my name is SP Dangayach and I am National Vice President of Arogya Bharati. The first question that I would like to raise is, we should have NDCTR, New Drug and Clinical Trial Rules, separately for ISM.
Correct.
Indian
Agreed.
System of Medicine, that
Totally.
means Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha. There has to be a separate NDCTR which is in consonance with the principles of Ayurveda,
True.
not in consonance with the principles of allopathy. First
Absolutely,
thing.
yeah.
Secondly, for homeopathy, there is no NDCTR at this point of time. So there should be a separate NDCTR, New Drug and Clinical Trial Rules for homeopathy.
Agreed.
This
totally
is the first thing.
Yeah.
Second point that I would like to make, madam, is that surgery and diagnostics are not allopathy. This is one point which must be noted by everybody. Surgery and diagnostics are independent of medicinal sciences. They are not allopathy, they belong to all. So when it comes to surgery, pre-surgery, surgery or post-surgery, medicinal systems which are appropriate for the patient must be certainly administered in integrated mode. These are the 2 points that I would like to make, and I would request that they are noted.
Very, very important point, and I'm getting
Yeah, I
reminders.
guess we can include that in the white
I
paper
think
of this discussion.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the time is up. We are getting reminders from the organizers. So, but it's a very important point.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हमारे सभी एक्सपर्ट्स के स्वागत और सम्मान के लिए मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करूंगा डॉक्टर के.एस. पुरोहित जी, सीनियर गैस्ट्रो सर्जन, सुभद्रा गैस्ट्रो हॉस्पिटल से, कि वे आप मंच पर आए और अजीत नीलकांतन जी का स्वागत बहुमान करें. लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल अजीत नीलकांतन जी पीवीएसएम से सेवानिवृत्त है और आप एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर एंड प्रिंसिपल मेडिकल कॉलेज एंड हॉस्पिटल श्री नारायण इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंसेज कोची में आपका कार्यक्षेत्र रहा है। अब मैं आमंत्रित करूंगा श्री शीला कृष्ण स्वामी जी से, रिनाउंड न्यूट्रिशन एंड वेलनेस कंसल्टेंट, आप मंच पर आए और डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई जी का स्वागत अभिवादन करें हमारे तालियों की करतल ध्वनि से। डॉक्टर चेतना देसाई, प्रोफेसर एंड हेड फार्माकोलॉजी, बीजे मेडिकल कॉलेज, अहमदाबाद। अब मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा डॉक्टर जयंतीभाई भाड़ेशिया जी से। निवेदन करता हूं, राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के पश्चिम क्षेत्र संघ चालक जी हैं श्री वैद्य तपन कुमार जी, जो एमडी आयुर्वेदिक मेडिसिन, एसजीवीपी होलिस्टिक हॉस्पिटल अहमदाबाद। और मैं आमंत्रित करूंगा डॉक्टर रीचा सोनी, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फूड साइंस एंड न्यूट्रिशन, गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी। डॉक्टर रीचा जी स्वागत करेंगे हमारे मॉडरेटर श्री अमित श्रीवास्तव जी, जो सीनियर कॉलमनिस्ट है। आज के इस होलिस्टिक एंड इंटीग्रेटेड हेल्थ केयर के इस अद्भुत संवाद में सभी एक्सपर्ट्स और हमारे जो मॉडरेटर है उन सभी का ऑर्गेनाइजर वीकली और गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी की ओर से हृदय से धन्यवाद। एक ग्रुप फोटो और बाद में हमारा जो नेक्स्ट सेशन है उसके जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो हमारे बीच उपस्थित हो चुके हैं।